to another mini Q&A. Thank you guys so much for sending me all these questions. Well, I only had 3 of you guys that actually sent me questions, but Final Limits, you never disappoint. You always send me a ton. Even though I kind of lowered it down to a 5 question limit, but hey, you sent me 20, so I'm going to work with it. I'm going to probably do about 10 of your questions now and then 10 of your questions in the next Q&A. But let's get started with your questions, shall we? Because you have a lot. Your first question for me is, what are your thoughts on Spike Dudley? Dudley. Um, he wasn't such a bad character when he first came out, but honestly, I think being with the Dudley boys really did kind of, push him up a little bit. But honestly, him being another, I mean, I didn't think they needed another brother. I think Bubba Ray and Devon, I think they were fine just being a twofer. But having Spike in there just kind of seemed like he was a third wheel. But he was the high flyer of the group, so it started to make sense as time go on. But honestly, he wasn't a bad performer. It made me sad that he left. I don't know what happened to Spike Dudley. I heard that he passed away. I could be wrong, but it really, if that's the case, it really would be sad. But if you do know what happened to Spike Dudley, leave it in the comment section below, because I'm not sure. I heard that he passed away, but I could be wrong. What did you think of Kenzo Suzuki, that Japanese wrestler from SmackDown in '04? He had potential, but like I said many times before in my reviews, the WWE don't like foreigners. They never like foreigners. They just treat him like crap. But yeah, I mean he's a pretty good performer. He's really well known where he's from in Japan. What did you think of Mordecai or Kevin Thorne? Um, he was all right. I don't remember much of Mordecai, but I remember little bits and pieces of him, and he wasn't a bad wrestler. He was okay. Not anybody to remember. I mean, in my opinion. Um, okay, your fourth question for me is this: Is CM Punk a coward for walking away on the fans who pays to see his overrated douchebag? Well, you say it in other words. But look, I don't know why CM Punk walked away. We really can't get on our high horse and get on a moral compass or whatever, and we just can't say the guy's a jerk for walking away. We don't know why he walked away. It's only speculation. So honestly, I can't really say or have an opinion about it because I really don't know. I know I did before, but I really wasn't sure, and it was wrong of me to actually make a judgment call. But honestly, it's really tough to say. We don't really know why he walked out, especially around WrestleMania time. That's the one thing that kind of gets me is odd, but that's just me. What if Daniel Bryan walks out walks out next on this crappy company? Um, okay, and if he walked out in WWE, what will happen? Honestly, life goes on. If Daniel Bryan decides to walk out from the WWE, just like CM Punk did, life goes on. If John Cena walks out, life goes on. They would just have to start focusing on finding new talent. And that's what they should have done in the first place. Because these guys are going to have to retire soon, maybe in several years. So they're going to need to have other talent to take their place. That's what they should have been doing in the first place. So honestly, if he walks out, life goes on. Pretty much. What do you what do you think of that jobber Nunzio? Um, he didn't really do anything. Like seriously, in my opinion, he really didn't do anything. It was more like it was all Hunico. Like seriously, it was all Hunico. Or am I thinking of Camacho? Yeah, I'm thinking of Camacho. Nunzio was that wannabe Italian guy. Honestly, I didn't really care much for him. He was just, whatever. I really didn't care much for him. He was just a regular Italian stereotype. Have you ever played Sleeping Dogs or Heavy Rain? No, I haven't. And I heard it was a pretty good game. It's something I'm probably gonna try. Um, how far did you ever get on Sonic 2 on Sega Genesis? Um, I beat the game many times, but now actually going back to playing it, I suck. Like seriously, back in the day when you play when you play a Sega Genesis, you had to be good. Like seriously, you had to be good and not suck to beat the game several times. Because going back and playing it now, I'm like, man, that must have been good back in the day because I really suck at it now. But now I guess I'm spoiled because there were no save points at that time during the Genesis era. There were really no save points except for one game, and that was Sonic 3. That was the only game that I know of that actually had a save point. But unfortunately, there was nothing for Sonic 2, so you had to beat the game. You had to beat it all the way or go back to the starting point. But honestly, I didn't mind because I really, really, really liked the Emerald. I guess the what was it? Emerald Hill. Like I like the Emerald Hill Zone. The beginning, I like the song, so I really didn't. It didn't matter to me. I just thought it was cool. Okay, your next question for me is: do you like Pac-Man games? I got bored. Like seriously, the same Pac-Man guy eating the same pellets, eating the same ghosts over and over again. I like Super Pac-Man because they switched it up. It either was Pac-Man balls, then it was cherries, then it was pineapples, then it was statues, then it was something that was kind of different and unique. Every time you go up a level, they changed the pellets that they were eating. It was never the same pellet. And the power balls were huge. And the bigger that the higher the level was, the bigger Pac-Man got to where he became as big as the entire board. And I love that. I like diversity. I don't like the same crap over and over again. It's just I don't like the whole redundant crap that I usually see in video games. It just gets boring. But yeah, some Pac-Man games are pretty cool. Who are your top 5 Nintendo characters? Okay. Mario, uh Luigi, um I never played Zelda. I played Zelda, but I just never could get into it. Um, I played F Zero. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was pretty cool. I have to say Bowser and Wendy Koopa and pretty much the Koopalings. Like I have to say, all the Koopalings. I'll put that as my 4 and 5. Half the Koopalings, if I have to do that, yeah. So Mario, Luigi, Bowser, who else? Kirby, and the Koopalings. So I'll put that in there. Okay, that worked. Who are your top 5 Sega characters? Okay, I could pretty much do this. I like Blaze from Streets of Rage 2. Axel was pretty cool. Skate was pretty cool. So that's 3 so far. Of course, Sonic and Tails. Actually, no, Sonic and Knuckles. I have to put Knuckles as my number 5. I like Tails, but Tails is pretty good when it comes to flying around. But good grief, the AI sucked. Like, seriously. And there's really nothing much Tails could do except for copy Sonic. So I like Knuckles because Knuckles was different. He could dig, he could hunt stuff. He was cool. So I have to put him on my number 5. Okay, who are your top 5 Mortal Kombat characters? Oh boy. This is right up my alley. Okay, my number 1 will always, forever will be Baraka. I love Baraka. He is awesome. Number 2 has to be Sub-Zero. He's pretty cool. Number 3 has to be Scorpion. Number 4, Quan Chi, because Quan Chi is a lot cooler than Shang Tsung, in my humble opinion. And then my number 5 has to be Melina, because Melina's just straight up ruthless. Like, she will rip out your throat and not care. So yeah, I pretty much, I mean, typical Katana. People like Katana. I like Melina. You know, Katana has cool combos, but I like Melina. I don't play with Melina that often. I always play with either Baraka or Cyrax. But I like Baraka more because of the blades. So those are my 5 Mortal Kombat characters. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Now we'll go into the next ones later on because you have sent me a lot. Let's get started with Katamari Ranzo, or I guess Kamahari Ranzo. I hope I pronounced it right. What if Owen Hart has survived the fall at Over the Edge on 99? How would he be after that? Honestly, if he did survive, he wouldn't be wrestling anymore. He would probably be disabled for life because that was a really high fall, very high fall. So even if he did survive, the guy probably wouldn't even be wrestling again, and it will be by the grace of God that he'll be able to be standing again. But honestly, I wish it did. I mean, I wish it was different. I wish it was a chance that he actually did survive. It really would be great to be able to see him in the Hall of Fame. You know, honestly, that's how I feel about it. But God rest his soul. And my final question actually comes from King Romeo. Is AJ Lee part Asian? Honestly, AJ Lee, for what I know, is Puerto Rican and Filipino. I mean, that's what I know. I think she is Asian. She's Filipino, but she also is she's either Dominican or Puerto Rican. I think she's either Dominican or Puerto Rican, but she is Latina. She's Latina Asian or Latina Asian. I don't know, but yeah, you're pretty much on point when it comes to that. But guys, those are my questions that you guys sent me, and those are the answers that I gave y'all. Thank y'all so much for sending me these questions. If you have any other questions for me, please send them to me at my YouTube inbox or via Twitter at RKH30 hashtag NatureGirlQ&A. This is NatureGirl30 signing off. Peace out. Later.